Well, good day, Tubes. How's she hanging? So we're just touring along in the truck here. I wanted to warm it up a bit here to change the oil in it. She's definitely due. It's been flashing for a little while now saying change engine oil, change engine oil. So usually that starts flashing at around, I think it's about 6,000-7,000 kilometers. So we better get doing that because we're heading to the city, and oh, it's probably getting pretty grimy, so I better get her warmed up here and then get her back to the garage there, and then throw it up on the ramps and pull the plug, let her drain for a wee little while, and I think we're gonna do some work on the plow today too as well again. Reading all the comments yesterday and stuff, and geez, it's pretty much a split decision, I'd say, about trying to adapt the springs, those new springs into it, or running her solid. So I'm kind of on the fence, but I think I might try doing something with the springs first. Some of your ideas, I'm gonna see if we can adapt her to the blade thingy, to the back part of the mount thing there, and see if we can get her to get springed again. So we'll probably see if we can still use the same top mount where the tightener bolt went through there. That worked, seemed pretty good. So we're just gonna have to do some more looking at her and see what we can do. I think it's gonna be doable. So, but anyways, let's get truck warmed up. We'll get her back and take the plug out, let her drain for an hour or two, and we'll get putting some more back in, and filter too, of course. You know, need a filter done. So feels like she's actually warming up pretty good now. The heat's pouring out of the Dewey there now, so that's good. And anyways, let's hit her back. Well, changing oil here, and I had to put them up on the jack stands and floor jack, because normally I would like to use my ramps, just drive up on a day, and she works pretty good, but I couldn't get enough traction on the rear to push myself up on the ramp. So I started getting up halfway, and then something felt weird, and I'll show you sort of what happened here. So what had happened was the one started going up, and then the other one slipped out from underneath, and I guess all the weight went down on this one side and squashed my ramps apart. Now that's probably weldable, fixable, but I don't know if we should use that after it's broke like that. Just kind of weird, because they don't really give you much. These should have been up a bit higher, you would have thought, but you know, they're not very deep into that, but they're also not very thick either, right? So I guess I could make another project one day and make my own ramps that are probably going to weigh about, you know, 120 pounds a piece. Being this size with, you know, this much thickness of steel, I don't know. Probably don't need it that thick. I could probably actually do it with no, that's too thick. That's probably too thin. Even though that stuff there is probably the same thickness as that stuff, but this stuff here actually 1/8 might be even too thick, but that would make a pretty good steel ramps, wouldn't it? Ooh, someday. But yeah, so it's kind of wrecked the profile of these things. It's kind of gone like this now, so that's not too good. But anyways, I'll crawl back under there and put the plug in, put the new filter on, and then we'll lower it down, and then we'll start filling her back up. Well, I haven't been filming much today, but not really much happening, I guess. Now, for some reason, this jug was already open, and I don't know why. It's not quite 5 liters in there, so it's a good thing I got some other ones. Now, you should probably use a funnel, but oops, because of that reason. Oh, come on. Can't pour nothing today. This oil was pretty dark black come out of here. She was definitely due. And I guess I kind of neglected her from the last time. I should have done her a lot sooner when it was also nicer outside. because this truck's so long I can't really swing it into the garage too easily here to work inside. So with the big snowbank there, I could if, you know, snowbank wasn't there, but well, it was either me do it or take it to one of the fellers in town here and have them do it for me. So I thought, well, we'll give her a shot, I guess. See if I can get her done today. And so far so good. So this is going to take this one for sure. I wish they'd give you sort of a more of a funnel thing on this filler spout here, which isn't, it's not bad, but you know, another little bit more of a filler dewey would be all right. So okay, so that was 4, even though that was supposed to be 5, so I must have been into that one from before or something. I don't really remember now, but we'll just clean off the stick here and have a look. Can't remember 100% now what this one takes. I think it's 5 and a bit. I can't remember offhand. I know I've looked it up before, and it's actually up to the hatch marks, the top of the hatch marks. Let's just check that one again. Sure, it's, I know I haven't filled the filter yet and stuff, but oh, there we go. Now she's down to the bottom. Okay, I was gonna say that's not right. Hold on a sec here. Okay, so we'll put this one in. That should make it 5, and then we'll need probably part of another one. Glug, 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 glug. Alright, I'll let that one sit a minute, and I'll go and get another one here. Alright, so we're up to the good part now, the full part. I haven't put my horns back in yet, eh? Uh-oh, gotta do that. We are up to the full mark, so we'll just fire it up and let it circulate a few minutes or two. Thing's been running fine lately. I don't know what's going on, why it has that hesitation and stuff, but the last 4 or 5 so days it's been fine. Not even like a stally thing or nothing. I don't know. I don't know what's been going on with it, but weird. Well, that'll probably be good. That should have cycled it by now. Just fire it up once more here. Then we'll have to reset the light thing that says change engine oil. Change engine oil. There's a trick to doing that. I'll show you that after. Actually, I can do that right now maybe. Okay, so put that in, turn it to on, and the gas to the floor 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 5. Should have reset it, I think. Yeah, see that thing's flashing now? Good. Alright, let's go check the level again. And I think we should be good. Alright, so just a little message too. Yesterday's video was rendered in the full 1080p. So if you want to, on your browsery thing there for the YouTube page there, you can, at the very bottom, it looks like a little gear thing, I think, or something, bottom right corner. You can select that and change the P rating, and go right from crappy P to 1080p, which is full high definition. So yeah, she needs some more. Yeah, you can change that to 1080 and you can really see how ugly I am. It'll show you pretty good. If you want to see me that close. It's actually quite a bit crisper, I noticed. See, I never Never really done her that way because it takes up like twice the amount of room. Oh man, I spilt more. Twice the amount of room as the like a 720p. So I thought, well, we'll do a 1080 this time, and it was a 4.5 gigabyte file yesterday for a 41-minute video, so that's pretty big, but it definitely looks a lot nicer. Looks a lot nicer. Alright. That one should do it. It should be 4, 5, 6 liters there. It's probably more than enough now, but it'll burn some off. Or leak some out, or it always seems to. This thing's good at that, so but for 360,000 kilometers on it, I'd say that's not really too bad, you know. Okay, gonna give her another wipey. I think the 1080p, when you change it to that, it also changes my settings for the sound, so the sound is a lot crisper, nicer sounding too. For some reason it's hard to sort of tell. I might have to just leave it for a little while. The tube may be all full of greasy stuff or oily stuff now, so it's not getting a real super good reading. Looks like it's up to the full though. We'll let her sit though, let her sit for a while and then check her again. Alright, well, we'll pull this fella up out of the way here, and we'll bring the tractor down and see what we're going to do with that. Alright, I wanted to try one other thing just before we pull the tractor down. This morning I went and got gas after I did my little drive around. Filled it right up, and I couldn't quite hear, but I'm pretty sure when I opened the cap here, it had like a vacuum or a pressure behind it. I'm not too sure what. Probably a pressure, I would say. Which makes me think why I'm having that light come on is that solenoid valve that's supposed to open and suck those vapors out and burn them is not working. So I'm just going to do it here again. No, nothing that time. See, that's the new cap, eh? So it must be sealing really good. But yeah, it was like a this morning, so I'm not too sure what it was though, if it was a vacuum or a pressure behind it. So that probably is going to need one of those Deweys, but I'm going to keep an eye on that when the tank gets a bit lower. Maybe that's when it was creating its whatever there, but I know that solenoid valve is in that sort of vicinity behind that rail a bit. Sort of a little buried, but it wasn't too bad. And I may have to do that too. So anyways, another day. Another day, but I'm going to have to do it before I get my emissions tested again on that thing. So let's pull the big feller down here. Hopefully he'll start. It started this morning all right, so I have to put him back inside so it'll thaw out again because of all the snow. Okay. Okay, big feller. Hey, that wasn't too bad. Alright, let's pull her down and see what we're going to do here. Alright, so I think what we were thinking of was, it's kind of covered in snow right now, but let's just hang this feller here for a sec. Now, off this piece here, if we run, well, the bolt thing will be here, so these will be about here. And once we tighten the bolt up, it'll crank it up a bit good. If we make, probably chop this thing right off of here, the old one. And basically what I'm going to need to do, whatever angle I'm thinking, actually probably follow the exact same route and put this piece, lay it down so it comes out here more. Now is that going to work? Or is that going to get interfered? I guess what we're going to have to do is figure out what shape we're going to do, but it's going to have to probably come out with like a thing or whatever, you know, so it's higher. But basically we need to extend these out, but then put the hole maybe a bit higher, so it won't interfere with hitting anything, right? So, and then we'll be able to put this dewey back into there with our new grabbing thingies. I think something like that will work. Now this, I think, was that full over? We better do it full over so we know if we're going to interfere with anything when it's turned, which I think we should be all right there. Let's fire back up here for a sec. Yeah, that's full over. Okay. Don't like starting it and shutting it off like that, but saves on fuel. Yeah, so that's full over there. Okay, so now if we do something like that, that would work. Or we could even go down. I want to try to stay away from the ram, so I might go this way with them, more in the middle. If I knock those pieces out of there, that'll definitely give me some more swinging room. So maybe we'll do that first. We'll knock. I'll leave that one holding this one up because that's holding the plow up, so we better do one at a time, I guess. So I'll get my cutting dewey there, and we'll zip that off of there and try to figure out what kind of shapy profile-y thing we're going to use. Trying to figure out what we're going to do. Probably wouldn't be bad to, you know, cut a little cardboardy shapy thing out or something, and we can set it up and, you know, not hook it up, but get an idea if it's going to interfere with anything. So I'm just thinking I need a piece to weld onto here, but then I need it out here, so I'm going to have to run it out and then run a piece up higher maybe, so it's always going to be pulling hard on this, but this is all bolted together, so I don't think it's going to hurt nothing. This is actually pretty thick stuff here, so I think that's what we're going to have to do. Basically, could almost get away with maybe just chopping this, and then it's probably not going to be long enough. I want it fairly long so I have lots of adjustment, right? So if I want to crank her down, I can crank her down. And it's going to pull these things tight, or tight, I guess you'd say, yeah. So anyways, let's get the cutter dewey out, and we'll nip that one off. I was thinking plasma, but I don't want to blast through everything. Maybe just my cutting torch would work. Okay, so bear with me with this here. But I got her up pretty much. It's got to go a little more yet. Hang on. That's about full. Okay, so what I sort of roughly come up with was a shapey of like that, which will get kind of mounted. Probably, it's not very straight. Get mounted kind of somewhere like this, and the spring should be able to go in and around, and you can notice the nice clearance we got all in here and stuff. And this technically might need a bit of trimming here and there, should go somewhere like that and give me a fair bit of clearance for tightening there. Now the only thing I'm worried about is it's going to be a lot of strain pulling on there, so I might have to beef it up with some angle iron or something. Guess it really all depends how hard you pull on it. I'm going to do this at a 1/2 inch. It's going to be pretty beefy. See, now another thing I'm thinking is if the other one comes right down in here, whoops, with the same sort of idea, I could maybe make a cross mount thing as well that might help strengthen it a little bit. I won't know that until I do it, I guess, but get in there. It's getting heavy. Or not. So something sort of like that I think would probably hold her up pretty good, and that'll give me a fair bit of adjustment. Now I guess I could go higher with that thing. It's just gonna cut into it more, but I think that's probably 2.5 inch anyways. I think that should mostly get it. And maybe too, what I can do is figure out something else, maybe put a piece even across the back here to the other one or something. Just trying to relieve a bit of that stress of the pull up all the time, right? she's going to have to be welded like snot on here really good, which is no problem. I can do that for sure. We can weld her good and solid, can't we? I don't know why that doesn't want to stay there, but maybe it'll just stay there. So I guess maybe I'll get that traced out on a hunk of steel, and we'll cut one out and see how we like it. Alright, well, I got a dewey cut here, and seems to mount onto the spring okay. So that's going to be the general idea, or something like that. Hopefully it doesn't give too much pull up there. If it does, then we'll have to do something else. But I'll put lots of bevel on that. We're going to weld it so I can really load her nice and full. That's a nice weld there. That's going to give us fair whack adjustment there if needed. So we'll be able to pull that thing right in tight. That's going to be probably 3 inches of adjustment, so that'll pull that spring out pretty good. So I think I'm going to just try putting this one on first. If I can get this out of here. This was a Chinese puzzly dewey thing. Oh, there we go, not too bad. And get this cleaned up. I guess I better not leave that there. We'll get this cleaned up a bit and put our bevelly dewey on that, like I was saying. Actually, I got to mark that where I want to bevel it. Probably about there will be lots. Okay. And these holes here are going to have to make a touch bigger too, because of the steel bar I got is a 3/4 inch, whereas this is, I think, well, she's not that big. It won't fit that anyways, but we'll get the whole hogging machine out here and do that. And anyways, I'll give this some chamfer, and then I'll get this welded on, and we'll get that piece of bar in, get it measured up, get it chopped off, and we should have one good one to tighten up. Alright, I got enough weld on there. I don't think that thing's ever going to move. She is welded good. And we're going to let that cool a little bit. While we're doing that, we're going to work on this little hole here. Try to get that a little bigger. It doesn't have to go much. It's pretty close. And then we can get a spring on, get her measured up, give that thing a chop, and we'll be good for one side. Alright, so I got my safety glasses, got my earplug, got everything. I'm going to put a pair of gloves on even, because this stuff, it sort of splinters this stuff and makes it kind of really sharp, and you can get a lot of whatchamacallit, steel splintery things in your hands and stuff, and that's not much fun. So okay, here we go. Let's go a little bit at a time. It's probably pretty close. Yeah, a little hair more will be there. A hair more will be there. Stay there, bar. Okay, yeah, this thing works awesome. It's even wore out too, and it works good still. You gotta be careful because she'll chew it out really fast. You can overdo it before you know it, kind of thing. Especially when it's brand new, it's just ridiculous. Close. Just need a little bit off of this corner, I think. You can see the shavings coming out though, eh? That should get her. Alright. Good tool, boys. Alright, let's get things lined up and we'll see how we're looking here. Alright, now hopefully the spring will fit on here still. Onto this thing. One end was bigger than the other, which is that one. That's good. Okay, let's thread through this thing now, hopefully. get a rough idea, I guess. So if I make it, we'll say that's bottomed right out. If I make it and cut it, say a boot here, that should give us lots. And if I have to, I can trim it after, but I'd rather have enough for the nut too to sit on, right? So that'll just end up being more longer when we're putting it in there. I need to hog a hair a little more out of this hole here, which I might do, but I'll go cut this thing and then clean off the threads, and then we'll see if we can get this thing together. Alright, we got a dewey ready. So let's put this dewey through this dewey through. Oh boy, this is going to be a tricky dewey. There must be some trick to it. Put that through there. First. I can't get. That's one of them Chinese puzzles, like I tell you. Dewey through there. Then I can't get that dewey through there, so I guess what the trick is going to be is we'll have to let this plow flop ahead. It kind of looks like I'm going to have to eventually do both of these at the same time. But for now, Now what did I do wrong there, boys? Now I don't have adjustment. Oh man. Why did that do that? Oh, you know what I did wrong. I didn't push the thing up when I was measuring all this crap here. Because this is going to be not sort of too right now. Because that's up as high as she'll go. Now, we could probably still run it like this, but man, how come I always get the things that screw up on me? Yeah, that's not going to be right. For cornflakes, oh, it's a lot stiffer though, it's just one. Well, looks like I screwed her up again. How's that one, eh? Oh man. Well, I guess we could call that a fail attempt. I don't know why or what happened there. I know what happened, but I don't know why it happened. I guess it was leaning forward a bit, and I didn't really kind of pay attention closely to that. And now I ended up kiboshing myself a little wee bit. Because that's not going to get tight enough now. It's not going to tighten things for me. Oh boy. And I thunked I was doing so good. Well, that sucks. Basically what I need to do is frick, that really ticks me off. Brainstorming. Well, my bad. I can exactly see what I did wrong there. This is exactly here how I had her set up, but I kind of totally forgot that the plow was sort of leaned forward a bit, so because it was hanging off of the spring. Sort of was in the back of my mind, never really thought about it. And then what happens, you know, you put it up. Well, I gotta take this out first. Maybe. Maybe. It went in there. Oh, goodness. Boys, it's one thing. It's 10 things, I'll tell you. Okay, so I was sitting about there, so then when you put it up, if I was trying to get it perfectly bang on, that would have been perfect, but that's not what I was after, unfortunately. Ah, stupid me. Totally forgot about that. I can't believe it. And there's no point in really trying her like that because I don't think it's gonna do anything that's gonna be any good. So, basically, all that work I did on that bottom mount, it's not right. I'm not too happy about that. You know that? No. I don't think there's anything else I can do other than start from the drawing board again. So I can even put a bolt on there, but that's not going to get me any further ahead. Could bolt it in there. That'll get us a bit, but that's still not going to work the way I want it. I'm going to have to redo this mount, I guess. Oh, I'm so mad with myself right now. Isn't that awful? Isn't that awful? Oh, man. Guess I just wasn't paying close enough attention. You know. I should still be able to use this setup here and everything there, but that should be fine. It's just I'm going to have to take that mount off of there, I guess, and redo one that's longer. Man, I don't know if I want to go much longer though with it. That's hanging out enough there now as it is. I don't know, I just can't think anything else to do. It's going to be a heck of a mess to cut that off there. Maybe I'm better to add another hunk onto that or something. Oh, what a freaking nightmare, eh? Not too happy with that. Oh well, failed video for today, I apologize. Alright, new plan. I didn't really want to cut all that back off of the plow part here, so I just nipped her off with my torch cutting thing, and I'm going to cut out another one of these, cut her a little longer, and then just bevel that and bevel the other side and weld the frick right out of her. And so she'll be sticking out longer and she'll be lots gooder and stuff, so that's really ticked me off. But that's about the only way I can do it. I didn't really want to start hacking all my welds off of there because that was like a lot of weld put into that. So it's easier just to gob that off there, and we'll do some bevelly cut thing, angly cut things there, smooth her all up, get the new piece butted up to her, you know, so she'll be out like here more, and we'll be good to go. Stupid thing. The other one will be proper though, but oh well, you know what they say. It's usually not perfect the first time, but second time she'll be bang right on. Hopefully. But anyways, I don't know whether I'm going to do that today or not. The day's almost done here already, so we might save that till tomorrow and carry on then with it. Probably thinking that's starting to be the best idea. And yeah, I might get these traced out and then drive on like that, but cut them out tomorrow, I guess. Oh well, looks like we got a nice duck head here now. Sweet! Alright, that was just going to drive me nuts leaving you hang like that. It was going to drive me nuts leaving it like that all night. So I thought, what the heck, let's just go ahead, redo and weld it on, and see if it's going to work this time. So, let's get her in line here. Yeah, that one's got to go there. That one's got to go there. We got to lift this fella up. Line that up, and get this one in here to stop it. Okay. That's awful long, that bracket. I don't know, boys. I don't know. But I'll give her some tightening here and see what's going to happen. So now I've got some adjustment in there, right? So should work a little better. I'll be surprised if it doesn't rip the Dewey off there, but I'll give myself some more down here, I guess. still almost needed another couple of 2 or 3 inches of length there, but man, oh man. I don't know why all these springs are all the same now. Like, all I needed was those shorter ones, but stronger springs. I don't know, I'm definitely going to have to do some beefing up back in there, but I think that is as far as I can go. Definitely tell there's some spring there. That's it. Still not super happy, but I think it should work. Oh, that's giving her lots more there now. Oh, we definitely want to put one on this side though, I think, before we actually try her. But so that ended up being 12 inch, I think it was. I'm going to tape. So right from the back here to the front, I made her 9. And this is, yeah, 12 right to there. So, I mean, I can beef her up with other stuff if needed be, because I think it's probably going to need something. But, well, that's definitely got some spring in there now. Actually, probably don't need her that tight. Maybe I'll back her down a little bit. Opa! So they say. That's a little better. That's got a bit more give there now. So if needed be, I could crank her down a hair more yet. Alright. I guess that will do her. I just see it moving there, I'm like, oh crap, but it's actually the whole frame moving, right? Well, that's it. I guess that's it for today. So tomorrow we'll probably do some more on this. Same deal again. I don't know, something sort of like that. But hopefully all's going to be good there. It should all still clear. That's right over, so the only thing it's going to do is go over this way more, and this all should clear here. I'm going to have to check that. If I have to, I guess I can zip these things off of here. I don't know what they're for, actually. I guess for lifting it or something. Grabbing onto it or whatever. But, yeah, go much more, I'm going to be interfering with stuff, right? So, should probably try that, I guess. So, anyways, I'm almost out of battery on my camera here, so we'll have to cut you short soon. Well, everything looks like it cleared pretty good here, but I can see myself having to put some stabilizer dewies right there, and then maybe something from there down or something, vice versa, you know. I can just see that getting pulled hard there and bending that piece over, so I probably should have something, support brace piece go up to the, right to the corner there. I think that's probably something I'll do tomorrow. But other than that, I think it looks pretty good. Everything cleared fine and stuff, so I'm a little more happier now. And you know what I'm thinking? I might cut out for a funny looking support piece. It's like a shape of a bone. Maybe I better not, I don't know. I think that would just look kind of funny, you know, with like a bone shape there, but that doesn't give you a whole lot to really weld onto, I guess, with the roundness, but I don't know. Something I just sort of come into my brain there. I thought, hey, what the heck, eh? But I don't know, these might take quite an abuse to actually bend, but once you hit that flapper down, man, that's a lot of pull on there. So yeah, tomorrow we'll do the other side here and do a 12-inch instead of a 9-inch. So anyways, my bad, my mistake, but we fixed her, we got her figured out, and I feel a little better now. But anyways, battery's dying real fast here, so 48 seconds, better go. Alright, you guys have a good day. Good night. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the fail, and we'll talk at you tomorrow.